Sometimes the craziest ideas come to me. Well, they only seem crazy because I've never heard of anyone else mentioning them, and I can usually immediately hear those voices bluntly claiming their doubts, lack of understanding, or just waving it off as a moment of insanity. However, I like to write my ideas down as soon as they come to me, because you never know when the best time would be for you to execute said plan. I won't share exactly what my idea is just yet, but it does involve my degree in nursing and psychology and blends it with my creativity. As far as I know, there is no current career with these job descriptions, but I don't really care. If you think about it, every job and career that exists today once never existed, which means they were all made up, and eventually, the person in each role may have found that it is too much responsibility to do on their own. So, they created assistants, secretaries, managers, consultants, accountants, and so on and so forth, in order to carry out their position well, and without being overwhelmed. So, until I get another idea, this will be something I work towards doing, and I hope that I am able to help many people with it as well. The main part of it involves storytelling. I realized recently that this has been the basis of every report, essay, presentation, and project I have ever done. I love to capture the attention of others with an endearing narrative of one or many characters, their situation, and how they live with it, or how they overcome it. This is likely because I also love hearing stories and experiences from others. I find that people resonate with stories that relate very closely with them. This gives way as to why my artwork is named and described the way it is. For example, in my collection, In Season, you can see that the titles are not the actual seasons we know, but the moments of life we all go through, or will go through. Some of my favorites include Harvest and Spiderman. Both have to do with abundance, but Harvest is mostly related to gathering and giving out, while Spiderman is related to consistent change in order to grow. I believe that these seasons can provide an abundance of understanding of oneself and of others, and this is something that others connect to as well. And this is really the whole point of why I draw, paint, sculpt, and write. I can imagine myself in a moment of time, creating visuals based on the stories shared by those I encounter while traveling, making an entire book out of it, interlacing it with poetry, letters, and short stories, all the things I love at once. I can imagine these visuals being strung across walls beyond the gallery setting, bringing inspiration and empowerment to the few introspective minds out there. And I know many of you have your own imaginings or visions of where you see yourself based on your interests, skills, and missions. So if I could offer you a piece of encouragement, it would be this. Remember that your vision is yours, and once you share it, trying to capture all those minute details, it may be hard for even your closest loved ones to see it, because your vision is yours. They will only believe it is possible once it is in their sights, not just in their minds. This is why I'm a big believer on exploring and bringing our imagination to life. It is necessary and it is vital, and I cannot wait to see your visions in real life this year. So something really crazy happened as I was filming one morning. You'll see in a little video I'll put on here, there was a bird in our apartment, and it was kind of funny because it looked like it had been there a while. There was like poop on the ground, and it was like squawking. There was some pee as well, so that was kind of crazy. As we went to the Pyrenees for New Year's, there were a set of mountains that were really, really beautiful. I eventually got a still clip of them, but I was trying to film them while we were driving, but there were so many potholes, snow bumps, rocks, stones, like whatever you can think of that was on the road and made my camera look absolutely insane. You can see it here anyway. And I'm very glad that eventually, we were able to capture the mountains and all the glory that came with it. I thought it was kind of funny that mountains are just giant rocks, like just huge rocks, and we're so small that we think they're so mighty, and it just changed the perspective really, and it just makes me think of the movie Horton Hears a Who, if you've ever heard that movie from Dr. Seuss. I love that movie, and it's literally what I think of when I think of ourselves. I look at ants and I'm like, they think they're doing so much. I bet they think they're doing so much, and they are for the environment, for the earth, for the trees. But it could be so small and so small in comparison to what we think we have to do every day. You know, you might not think that your work is just as meaningful as an ant's work, but I guess it is in a way. And so I think, like, what do giants think when they see us, or when they see how hard we're working every day and what we're doing every day, and just to find out that we haven't really done much except for gather a few leaves and make them into a pile using our spit or something. I don't know. I think that's what ants do. I'm probably wrong. So in this video, I talk about a little idea of mine. I did go into explaining what it is, and I won't elaborate any further is just because, like I said, your visions are yours, and it's very hard for people to really understand what your visions are or what your goals are until they actually see it coming to life in person. And so I won't go into it, but it is something I want to do when I grow up. And it might seem like a foolish sentence because I'm kind of already grown. I put kind of because I really think I'm just a child with very long legs and long arms. It's something that I want to do, and artwork like what I've done in my in-season collection. I want to create artwork that is based off of people's stories and maybe generate somehow a book out of it all. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if it ever will be publicly made or what. I just want to do this idea and see where it takes me, let's say. If you're interested in seeing those pieces, by the way, they are available on my website. Both are available for sale, I believe, or just Harvest. I'm not sure exactly. So Harvest, you can find, it is on display along with another painting of mine, a white painting. It's one of my favorite ones as well. I mean, all my paintings are my favorites, so I feel like very sad when I sell them. Even though I thought when I started selling that like selling would be the thing that I look forward to, but truly, it's so sad to put, not just to put my time and energy and effort into something, but to put my heart into something and then just watch a piece of my heart go. I hate to be a bummer, but like that's how it feels. And even when I make books, it's one of my craft fair things that I do along with paper making, which I'll talk more about soon. Even when I make my books and I make like special covers, an introvert visits my booth and they're like, I must have this book. And I look at them because I'm like, I understand. I've been there. But don't take it. I probably should. But like, I'm like so sad. Um, but like, thank you to everyone who has purchased from me, repeat customers and first time customers. I hope to see you again soon, either this year or next year. But I do get very sad, even though I'm smiling. I get very sad when someone takes a book, takes a painting. Um, Thank you for the payment, of course. That goes right back into me creating more paintings and developing my ideas. I usually don't profit just yet from this kind of stuff, but it does really help to support what I like to do. So, getting back to it, Harvest and Rest are both available at City Hall in downtown Barrie. They'll be there on display along with some other amazing artwork from other artists that I know. And it's going to be up until the end of February. So, if you want to see it in person, you can go ahead and see, and then you can learn also about what these paintings mean to me and why they were created in the first place. Next week, I'm hoping this week I can get the materials that I need to do more paper making. And I'm hoping that once I have that, I can do some paper making and show you guys my process. I did put a really short video of me doing it with some recycled materials while I was in Barrie, and it's really nice to do. Like I don't think there's any other activity that I really like to do as much as paper making. Um, I guess, yeah, painting, of course. But when it comes to crafts, paper making is one of my favorite crafts to do. I have been doing them along with custom poetry for people. So if you like the craft of paper making, want something very, very unique to give to somebody, I am still doing custom poetry with handmade paper, and you can have this customized. These dies are all naturally made, so from fruits, vegetables, plants, grass, dirt, whatever. If you have a specific request, I do have a full form on my website. Once you do purchase a custom poem, you can see how you can fill out your request form. Hopefully I get to do that this week. I still need to get a blender and some wooden frames to use in order to make the paper, and you will see that in the process next week. So anyhow, I am wishing you all room to be yourself from this side of the world. Adios.